Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Crabby Morning. I'm Kayla, and I'm joined with
Liam.
Dylan.
John.
and I think it's time for a drink. Alcohol, that is. And this.
Actually, I'll take a shot to that.
Yes, my mom jokes aside.
That was a good one. What specifically are we talking about today?
The buzz, drinking responsibly.
Who has time for that?
That kind of stuff.
I mean, when you're already drunk, are you really thinking about that?
You should, because, safety.
Right.
Well, if you're drinking, you better have a designated driver.
Thank you. I think we should all start off and talk about our experience. That would be a good opener.
Okay. All right, John. Would you like to start us off?
No.
Okay.
No, John, I think you should.
Well, my name is John.
Oh my gosh.
I don't really drink that much. I drank on my birthday when I was 21. Before that, people had offered me wine and stuff, but I really did think it was not good it didn't taste very good.
No.
So I was like, well, what the heck? Why do people do this? That's so silly. I did, after I was 21, go to a party. And then I just had a couple of drinks like I saw in the movies. And then I felt what the alcohol actually feels like. And then I kind of understood where people were coming from with it being like a looseness kind of thing.
Yeah.
However, I have not drunk since then. Or if I have, it was just a little sippy poo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Anyways.
Little drink.
That is my experience.
So my experience would be, I'm also like John. I'm not a big drinker, but I recently turned 21 this year, and I've tried a few drinks.
Me too.
To see what. I tried. I don't know. I've tried a few liquors, a few wines, a few like regular beers. The first thing that I had was IPA. I hate IPAs.
You gotta find the right one.
Well, true. The orange IPAs are actually not bad, but like the one that I got, I don't remember what it was, but it was really bad.
I feel as though beers are more of an acquired taste.
It really
Right.
is.
Because of the bitterness of
Yeah.
them.
Is that why kids are always drinking beers young and then,
They switched to hard liquor.
yeah, they're like, I've been drinking beer since I was 12. I've heard a lot of kids say, not in real life, but like in movies and
Oh, well,
stuff.
I thought you were talking about real life. I was like, oh,
No.
dang. Who are you hanging out with, John?
No.
Yeah, no, beer. I had one when we went out to dinner. It was an IPA. It was called Zombie Dust. That has a strange name, but I can tell you it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that, Kayla, what about you?
It's gonna be a broken record here, but I also don't really drink that often, if any at all.
Wow, Kayla, way to copy the rest of us.
Well, it's the truth, but I guess the first time I actually had a drink was when I was 18. My mom gave me chocolate beer.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's not good. It was not good at all.
Does it taste
Ew.
like chocolate?
No, not to me. It didn't.
Ouch.
I should also say that like another thing is it's important to acknowledge that I think a lot of people have this idea that like if you don't drink or at least in the movies they portray it as like if you don't drink you're not
a
cool.
loser.
Like yeah, exactly. But that's actually in real life that's the complete.
No one really
Like,
cares.
no.
Yeah, no one
actually.
really cares, to be honest.
and it is kind of weird to look at people from like a sober perspective as they all do the weirdest stuff on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We were at a party and then we saw a girl crawl herself to the floor
Like an inchworm.
like an
Yes.
inchworm. Yes, but I do understand that of why do you think people drink?
To get it's not because when you're not a drinker, you usually think that it's like because of the taste, which it's usually not, unless it's for certain mixed drinks or like special drinks where you will like add a little bit of flavor. I think it's more about the buzz that you get or like how it makes you feel in that moment, and it kind of gives you like a little bit of euphoria for the night and for you to have a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I'm kind of timid around big crowds, but when I have a little too much to drink, Dylan has noticed that I tend to be more of like a social butterfly. I'm talking to everybody. So it kind of helps take the, what is it? The load off or whatever?
Yeah,
Tension.
yeah.
Tension.
For real. I feel like Liam, were you
Well, I was just thinking of I don't know. I would say that I drink more than the rest of the Crabby crew, but mostly during birthday parties and holidays, which national holidays there's only 8, so I don't drink too much.
all right? Well, I would say people drink. Well, it is a little bit weird. You guys have probably been to like a situation where everyone else was drinking and then you're not. And yes, it's weird to see them drunk, but also there's some sort of like seclusion if you're like the only one. Like before I was 21, I always felt a little bit like they were on like a different level of like mentality than I was, so I felt the energy was a little bit weird because I was like fully sane and they were all throwing things off of the windows. So
Or jumping off balconies.
yes,
Yeah.
as I said before, with that party that I went to where I did feel a little something, I felt like I suddenly felt the urge to drink more, I guess, because I felt it fading away, and I was like,
That's an alcoholic.
no, stop. And then I was like, wow, I want to stay on the same level as the people, kind of like make an equilibrium with like the energy of the people around me, I guess. So I guess I can understand why people drink in that aspect. I can understand also how it could get a little bit out of control. I don't think I would ever want to be in a situation where I drink too much and then do something bad. But some people like that, and that's all you. My friends in Italy said, hey, I was drunk and I stole a traffic sign off this street. It's still missing. They moved it, and then I got stopped by the police. And I wasn't able to form clear sentences enough to explain what was going on. And then I broke into a factory. It's crazy stuff happens, and I feel like I would rather be sane for that.
And also, when you do drink, you have to kind of know
Your limit.
know your limit because people are very different. Their bodies respond to alcohol very differently, like depending on like a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So it's okay to drink a little bit, maybe like have, I'd say 3 or 4 drinks, something like that, depending on what you're drinking, of course.
That is true because, like Dylan said, it depends on what you're drinking. If you're drinking beer, then it doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it, so you should be good on that. But drink responsibly. But if you're drinking wine and hard liquor, then you need to be more careful. Especially with mixed drinks, because those can be dangerous. I don't remember the name, but it was the ballerina cocktails that your parents made, Dylan. Yeah, those are dangerous. It tastes like basically like a pomegranate soda, but it's just made up of alcohol.
Yeah.
Like
I remember
4 different kinds.
I think one of them was Elijah Craig. I can't remember what the other 3 were though.
Pomegranate something, champagne, Elijah Craig, and then there's a fourth one.
Isn't it called like orange bitters or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah.
Bitters. What do you got? I spoke before about how I had like this idea of drinking before I started. Before you guys started, what was your like opinion? Because it is kind of like a hush-hush kind of topic for like children, in my opinion. But what was your opinion on like drinking and what it would do to you as opposed to like what it was actually like?
I was terrified.
Go ahead, Kayla.
So I was terrified because, media and then hearing other kids talk about their experiences getting, how they say, turned up.
How the kids say turn.
Yeah, how the kids say it turned up.
Yeah.
Popping bottles, what have you.
Uh-huh.
So I was always terrified to drink because after hearing the stories about what they said went on when they were drinking at the parties, I was like, I don't think I want to do that. So for the longest time, I was like, I am never going to drink ever in my life. I'm avoiding it like the plague. It is a sin to me to drink. And then as I got older, I realized that's not always the case, how other people say, drinking will be. So I drank some alcohol. I got a little drunk, and nothing that I'd ever, heard from other people say happened.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, okay. Still not really for me though, but I guess it's okay.
It also depends on who you are with. Like,
True.
If you're with strangers or if you're friends, some people you trust and are comfortable around with. But for me, I would say that it was more of a curiosity. Like, I knew what it would do, but I myself had never experienced it until I drank. And when that happened I was smart about it because I had planned it out to where I would have a safe place to go where I know I could get home and I wouldn't drink too much. I did get drunk, but I enough to know what's going on and where I'm going.
For real. I feel like it does all depend on your childhood. In my family, I feel like I was always with my family or Dylan's family, and Dylan and I could always somewhat like relate to each other. We both of our families were pretty like we didn't like develop like this liking for alcohol or wanting to drink, or I didn't feel that much because it wasn't like pushed on to me by my parents or something. I know my parents don't really drink that much. Dylan sometimes, but not that much either. Like, and they never would like force something upon us either.
No.
So I feel like it would be different for us as opposed to somebody whose parents were always drinking around them, or someone who had a childhood much more like surrounded around alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like some people would like grow into it, so they would see it differently. Yeah, that is what I wanted to say. Have you guys ever been to a party?
Yes.
Yes.
What type of party are you talking about, John?
The crazy parties. I feel like those scared me away from drinking a little bit more.
I've been to a few.
I mean, I do want to talk about the one that I think it was all four of us that we went to it, where we were making sure that the some of the girls that were drinking weren't like falling off the balcony.
No, Liam wasn't there.
I was there,
Wait.
Yeah, you were there for that.
but I was not there the second time when you were
Okay,
there.
so I wasn't
Right.
there the first time. He wasn't there the second time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Kayla is so supportive because she helped this girl who was not able to stand up, and she caught her like 3 times.
It was actually like a lot more times
More than
that.
3 times.
I went to Kayla and I kind of helped her because I could see that she was she kept falling over, and Kayla had to like prop her up again, and then she just let go, and then she'd fall over again. Just laughing hysterically
For reals.
about stuff.
it was just having fun.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing people in this state. I think I would be... One of the things that swayed me away from it was that I would be too embarrassed. I didn't want to, like... I don't want to like give off. I didn't want to be embarrassed like that. I was just honestly looking at all of them, and I was like, "That's embarrassing." But I guess when everyone's doing it, it's not embarrassing.
I was just about to say that. I was like, when you're all doing it and having a good time, then that's when it's really fun. But if you're not drinking, that's okay because you're still having fun and hanging out with your friends.
For real. And it people unload some real stuff on you.
Yeah, they do.
Yup. There's like no filter. When I felt like when I did drink, I felt like I was able to say everything that was on my brain without like thinking about it prior to it coming out.
Yeah.
Like it felt more like comfortable. I wasn't feeling stressed about it.
Because you're not really like focusing on what you're saying. You're more focusing on how you feel more than what's in your brain.
Yes. Is that a good thing? Maybe
Sometimes.
Yeah, so it depends. It depends. Unless you say something like really, really bad, and then
Then
you
no.
know, yeah,
No, that's not okay.
yeah, exactly.
But it is a scary thing for some people. And I think alcohol in itself isn't bad. It's like a weapon. Like, it's not bad in itself. But, like, it's what you do with it.
It's who wields that weapon.
Who wields
Yeah.
the weapon, you know what I'm saying? How you use it.
It's discipline too, because you know who you are and what your limit is when you drink. And I mean, some people do know that, some do not. Like, yeah, so just drink in moderation, unless you're with the homies, then turn up and get crazy. But look out for the homies.
Wow.
But also don't feel pressured into drinking if you really don't want to.
Yes, Kayla.
Yes.
It's not really. No one's really going to be thinking about you like that, anyways, because they're all gonna be so crazy.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna appreciate you for being the only one who can get them some pizza afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one time, Taco Bell. You went to Taco Bell.
I did go to Taco Bell with Liam. Liam was my sidekick. Oh, but it is something that you shouldn't feel pressured. I feel like I was very scared of it when I watched all these kids and I did, like all the they don't drink blah, 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 blah. Those like commercials they showed you in elementary school and stuff.
To DUI videos.
Yes, and then I just felt so scared. But it is the power of the weapon, and who wields it, like you said, Liam.
Yeah.
John, I have a question for you.
Yes, Dylan.
Did you feel like a hero that one time that me and you went out to get that guy's order of Taco Bell from the party?
I felt like a father figure.
Really?
I felt like I was getting McDonald's for my kids, a Happy Meal, because it would make them happy and make them feel better after a bad day. That is the kind of vibe that I... So it's good to experience that as well if you're not drinking. Like, still you can go to parties and stuff and not drink. I don't want people to be, like, embarrassed to go to, like, hang out with their friends if they're not going to be doing something.
When we opened that door, when we got back, everyone was so happy with us.
Their eyes
Like,
lit up.
Yes. We literally made the party for them.
No,
We got brought
Liam,
back
did
that
you
Taco
stay
Bell.
at home when we
I
did
did.
it? Dylan was
It
my
was
sidekick.
you and Dylan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dylan. I got you confused with Liam. You guys look the same.
I was wondering if you were talking about that moment, or if it was a different moment.
It didn't register in my brain that you said me, and I was like, and then Dylan said something. I was like, hey, no, that was Dylan.
Dylan, would you like to finish this off
But
with
what
our...
about the drinks?
What do you mean?
The drink we would recommend.
But none of...
We have to do one drink suggestion from each of the Crabby Morning members.
Okay, but I'm a freaking amateur.
Just give me anything, John.
Alright, fine. I drank whatever beer, whatever that...
Don't say
it's
Bud
called
Light or
Busch
something.
or whatever, and it was gross, and I hated it. Anyways, but what I did like was these like fruity, whatever you said with that mixy drink stuff, because alcohol tastes freaking awful. It's literally poison for yourself, and it tastes so bad unless you mix it with something. And it's so weird how you can only take something down if you like... Oh, anyways, whatever. It's pain, but it's I don't know. I don't know. What am I talking about?
You're upset, John.
I like margarita because I like the sound of the name.
Okay.
Except not the. I don't like the salt around the rims of margaritas.
I don't either. I really don't.
Yeah, I just I tried one time at a restaurant and it was awful. Like I like the margarita itself, but I feel like salt just kind of
Ruins it.
Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I remember I tried it for the first time with salt around the rim. I took a drink, I didn't like it, and I just scraped the salt off of it. I got like a napkin and I just scraped it all off.
Yeah, exactly.
Liam?
But a drink I would recommend for you.
Handmade strawberry daiquiris.
Strawberry daiquiris is good. You know what? I'll do two. All right, I'm gonna be greedy, so I will recommend two drinks. The first one is strawberry daiquiri. You get simple syrup, which is water and sugar. Bring it to a boil, and then you let it cool in a nice Tupperware glass, mason jar if you have one. Lime juice, fresh or frozen strawberry, white rum, and you put it all in a blender and just mix it all up and you drink it. The second drink I would recommend, it's my dad's favorite and I like it as well. It's called a Dark and Stormy, which is Sailor Jerry's rum, ginger ale, and lime juice.
How about this, Kayla? If you want to give, or anybody else, if anyone else wants to do any more drinks, it doesn't have to be one. I just started off with one. So if you think about something, just speak up and let us know. But what were you saying, Kayla?
My drink recommendation would be the good old-fashioned mimosa. Those are my favorite. I can drink quite a bit of that by myself. Probably not a good idea, but I do. And I recommend that to anybody. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I have to say peach Moscato.
Peach Moscato.
Yes.
All right.
Really good. I like the sweeter drinks, which, by the way, can be very dangerous if you drink a lot of them because it masks the taste. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yep.
But I do like those drinks though.
Yeah, those are the ones you gotta watch out for.
Exactly.
A classic would be Rum and Coke.
I think I've had that.
It's literally just two things. You mix it together. I liked mixing iced tea and vodka with lemon and lime juice. That is really good.
Could you mix vodka with orange soda?
Yeah. And cranberry juice.
Ooh, interesting.
If you mix those two together, it's really good.
Well, I think that brings today's podcast to a close. John, you want to ask Dylan the question?
Hey Dylan, what's the question of the day?
Yeah, Dylan, I'd like to know what the question of the day is too.
Okay. The question of the day will be, what is a drink that you wouldn't recommend to anyone? And what is something funny you or a friend have said while drunk? Thank you guys so much. And as always, like and subscribe. You guys have a crabby morning.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.